Your information station, WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM and our morning show with Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. Along with your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Trevor Loafman. Trevor is with Nokomis. Trevor, good morning to you, sir. How are you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you, Grace.
Glad to hear it, Trevor. And, well, we've got a lot to talk about. And the first thing we want to do is recap an event that sounded like a whole lot of fun to me the last time we got to talk about it. It was your June 7th event, Breakfast with Beer Bellies. Trevor, how'd that go on your end?
We had an amazing turnout this year, way bigger than last year. We had several vendors. We served pancake and sausage breakfast with some of the Lukey sausage. Several businesses were up there. The firefighters had a chicken cook that did very well. They had their charcoal chicken. Curbside Cravings was open selling their goodies and stuff. Several farmers market vendors, and it was just a whole block full of fun.
And that was on June 7th, Breakfast with Beer Bellies. That had been something you'd done before. Did this year you find it to be even more successful? Did you see some things that improvement-wise that were made that went well? How did that kind of go in terms of some previous years?
This is our second year doing it, and we had a really good turnout last year. And then this year, it took the cake. We more than doubled in size with our vendor count, and like I said, having the farmers market and a few of the businesses up there, and then the firefighters coming in was a pretty good draw too. They always have a good turnout for their charcoal chicken cooks.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And I knew that it was a relatively new event that you guys had started, but that's the thing. You got to keep building year after year, and you did just that. And so to me, that sounds immensely successful on this end. So I'm glad that went as well as it did. And something else Nokomis really has put a lot of emphasis on is on the farmers market. Could you tell us a little bit about the farmers market as it is right now and the schedule in which it runs?
So our farmers market in Nokomis are Wednesday evenings and Saturday mornings. Where Wednesday evenings we're 4:30 to 7:30, and on Saturdays we're 9 to 2. Maybe it's 8 to 2. I can't remember, somewhere in there. But we've got some live music coming in on some of them days. It's kind of hit and miss with who we can book, but we've had a great turnout with some musicians. Our vendors keep showing up bigger and more each time. We've got everywhere from fruits, vegetables, woodwork crafts to there's a couple that bring their hot sauces in. There's all different kinds of things up there. It's not just fruits and vegetables. It's a really good turnout. I mean, when you come through town at 3 o'clock and there's already vendors setting up for a 4:30 start time, it's pretty welcoming.
Well, I'm sure it makes it look that much more jumping. And with it running Wednesday night and Saturday morning, two ways of being involved with the farmers market. You know, can't make it Wednesday night, then you got Saturday morning open. Can't make it Saturday morning, still got Wednesday night open to you. I like that you've got two opportunities to do so. But Trevor, you had shared with me before we got our start today a little bit about some maybe future plans for the farmers market. Are you willing to share some of those?
We do have. They just let the cat out of the bag on the 4th of July. There's a investor remodeling a building. One of our farmers market meat vendors and another produce vendor decided to go in together. They're going to fill one of the vacant spaces for a full-time market, if you will. It'll have not quite a grocery store, but it'll have a lot of things needed in the community, and that'll be a year-round event. They're still kind of in some of the planning stages, but it might even be a 24-hour-a-day access.
Wow. I don't know if we had talked about that part of it. For you, Trevor, how do you see that impacting the community?
With having that available, I think it's very, very huge deal. We don't have a whole lot of options. The farmers market's great. We're seeing different people at the farmers market. Eulerys is up there during the day, a couple days a week. So they're the ones, they're coming from Hillsboro to be the full time, but our farmers market is still a huge draw. So having all the options we have there I think is just an amazing accomplishment.
And for the farmers market, it's been running for some time now. When was that stop date for the farmers market on Wednesday nights and Saturday mornings?
We're going to go to mid-October.
I remembered it was a lengthy amount of time, excuse me, but I did not remember it being to mid-October. So with that farmer's market and the potential for it to come full-time year-round, you mentioned that 2 folks are already on board for it. Is there an opportunity to expand to even more vendors and even more folks that would want to be able to join that?
I think in the future there may be. However, there's a little bit of a space restriction right now. It's kind of the people involved in that are going to try it out and see how we do, and hopefully move on and go bigger and better from there.
And why not? Yeah, I think that would be a really cool thing, especially as you mentioned, Nokomis itself not having as many options as maybe you would like, or probably other community members would like, then to have access to this year round. I think that would be a really big deal. And so I'll be on the lookout for your future plans and excited to hear from you as we continue to move forward with that potential there. You also brought up to me the homecoming that will be happening as of this weekend and the work that's been involved with the homecoming committee. Nokomis and this homecoming committee putting this together. How's that relationship gone and what's the plans?
We're trying to help the Homecoming Association out and to make that a good turnout every year and have some more numbers to pull from if they need help from us. So there's several events coming up at Homecoming. We got a parade Saturday night or Saturday evening at 6 p.m. There's a softball tournament all weekend. There's a pickleball tournament all weekend. Sunday from 9 to 3 is a tractor show put on by Nokomis FFA. There's a car cruise in from noon to 4 on Sunday. They're going to have kids pedal tractor pulls at 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon. And then there's all kinds of other stuff going on. There's the fire department's also got a washer tournament starting Sunday at noon in the beer tent area.
A washer tournament?
Yep, they're going to throw washers, kind of like cornhole.
Okay. Okay. All right. I don't know if I've ever heard of a washer tournament before, so that's new to me and sounds like something that'll be fun to kind of spark some additional interest there. With the fireworks that are planned for that evening and for all the plans for that evening, where do I need to go if I want to go to this event?
The homecoming is typically up at our Memorial Park, really close to the high school by our wonderful newly renovated Memorial Park pool. In that whole area there's a stage there. There'll be some live entertainment going on in the evenings. Several vendors and food, like I said, softball and everything. There's all kinds of stuff going on. The fireworks will be Sunday evening, probably around 9-ish, dusk area. And they put on a really, really good show for the fireworks show at the end of the homecoming. So
fireworks to kind of cap things off a little bit there.
That's what ends us all off.
Gotcha. So that sounds like a loaded slate for the next couple of days. And the timing of it too, you kind of nestled yourself in between some bigger, big fairs and things like that. The timing of it seems almost perfect to me.
It usually works out very well. Most baseball and softball is done, so the kids can get up there. And I think it's kind of in a week where a lot of the parents have a break and a lot of the community really comes out to this. The parade is a huge parade typically every year. So
I was going to say, and you mentioned it was an evening parade as well. To me, it's that much cooler and that much easier to just go sit out and watch that thing.
Yeah, there'll be people lined up and down the streets. It is typically a little bit cooler, but you never can tell in July what the weather's going to be. So
this is very true. And for you, where does that parade lineup start? Does it start about an hour before?
Parade lineup starts around 4:30ish. Judging starts around 5. We got a couple parade judges from out of town that'll be there. They'll be judging, and then they'll be lined up at the Freddie B. Johnson Park, just south of Route 16 there. And that parade will kick off at 6 o'clock.
So parade-wise and everything with this homecoming event, is there still opportunity to be involved, whether that's as a vendor or a volunteer, or maybe I want to get a float involved in the parade as well? Is there still time for me to do so?
We always say the same thing. If you want to be a part of it, show up. We can always use the volunteers. If you got a float, come on out. We don't have any sign up beforehand. So, and if you're in the area, you want to help out Nokomis, reach out to anybody that's on the Nokomis. We're always looking for volunteers.
Okay. Well, and I know that, it's kind of short notice, but you never want to turn away somebody that's willing to help. And so just wanted to throw that out there if that possibility was still open, and it sure is by the sound of things as well. Well, joining us By phone today, Trevor Loafman, and he is with Nokomis. We talked a little bit about the Breakfast with Beer Bellies event held on June 7th, the Farmers Market, and its schedule on Wednesday nights, Saturday mornings, and the potential for a full-time market year-round. Plans still in the works on that, and their homecoming event coming this weekend. We're going to come back around. We'll talk more with Trevor about Nokomis and some other activities and different things that are lined up here in the next couple of weeks. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our WTIM Pana Morning Show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Ridings Pana, the Oconee Chop Shop, Pana Bowl, and the Nokomis Dairy Queen. We'll be right back in just one moment.
Your information station, WTIM.
This is Leah Stuckmeyer with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one consumer banker who knows them and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your consumer banker is your single source for life's financial needs, from checking to consumer loans, from retirement accounts to mortgage loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time living your life, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Lee Stokes with Bob Ridings and Pana. I wanted to thank everybody for coming out last month to our Employee Plus event.
And I'm Chad Armstrong. We'd like to keep the momentum going strong with our July summer sales event going on right now at Bob Ridings and Pana. We'd also like to invite you out Saturday, July 26th, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to the Popcorn Festival, where we're sponsoring the Jeep and Car Show at Kitchell Park in Pana. Remember, cars and trucks are like eggs. They're cheaper in the country.
Celebrate and save this week at your locally owned Pana Save-A-Lot. This is Eric and Tim here with this week's explosive deals.
USDA inspected T-bone steaks, only $5.99 a pound.
Whole seedless watermelons, just $3.99.
Assorted Pepsi 2 liters for $1.99.
Fresh bone-in pork steaks or Western-style ribs, $2.29 a pound.
Assorted Reese's side salads, 2 for $7.
And 9-ounce bags of Doritos, 2 for $7, or 8-ounce bags of Lay's chips, 2 for $5.
Hurry in, these prices are good through Tuesday, July 8th at your locally owned Pana Save-A-Lot.
Hope to see you soon.
Looking for food, fun, and bowling? Head to Pana Bowl. We've got open bowling every Friday and Saturday night, perfect for family fun or a night out with friends. Don't miss our Tuesday and Wednesday special, unlimited bowling from 5 to 10 p.m. for just $9. Feeling hungry? Our kitchen's cooking up favorites Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Visit PanaBowl.net or like us on Facebook for the latest deals and events. Pana Bowl, where the good times roll.
Hey DQ fans, nothing could make Father's Day more memorable than a DQ cake. Treat Dad, Pops, Pappy, or Papa to one of our delicious Fudge and Crunch cakes. Or get a cake in one of our other Blizzard treat flavors like Oreo cookie. Customize your DQ cake with a message that celebrates the big guy and all the wonderful things he does. Trust us, it's a lot more fun than a pair of socks or another wacky tie. Only at participating DQ locations, 100 South Oak in Nokomis and 333 West 2nd Street in Pana. Happy tastes good.
Summer's heating up, and so is your grill. Stop by Oconee Chop Shop, your local USDA butcher shop right off Highway 51 in Oconee, Illinois. We've got premium cuts of beef, pork, and chicken, plus barbecue sauces, cheeses, eggs, sodas, and more. Need custom meat processing? Bring in your own animal, and we'll handle it start to finish. We also do custom deer processing October through January. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 1. Find us on Facebook or at OconeeChopShop.com.
WTIM.
Back around with the WTIM Pana Morning Show with Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders. It's coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, the Oconee Chop Shop, Pana Bowl, and Bob Ridings Pana. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Trevor Loafman with Nokomis. We talked a little bit about some previous events, their farmers market, and the homecoming committee. We'd like to turn our attention now to the community daycare. And Trevor, this is a big deal in terms of what the community was asking for and what's now being provided.
When we went through the mapping process to map the future of the community, the two biggest things that came to the community's mind was grocery store area and community daycare, or daycare for the community. We just don't have a whole lot of childcare in town, so there are definitely plans coming to get something going for a community daycare. There's been people working on trying to plan it out and what's going to happen there, so that's definitely got the ball rolling.
I see an assumption, they've just opened up a child care center over there. And we were talking to Derek Page, and he said the same thing. The community was needing this, and now we're looking to bring it to them. I think somebody will understand exactly what you're trying to do, and we'll be right there with you. I really can see that for you. So I'd love to see that community daycare come to fruition. Is there any plans or people that we've been in talks with that maybe we can get that ball rolling a little quicker?
The ball is rolling. I think there's plans in action. I don't want to give too much away just yet, but it has got a pretty good start so far.
And I don't want to put you on an island here and force you to give me information that we don't quite yet have, but I love that the plan is there. And again, much like with the farmers market and the potential for a year-round farmers market to be open, I'll be on the lookout for more information about a community daycare. One other thing that I really love and really am excited to highlight here is with your housing committee, the beautification committee as well, working together to help the elderly find repairs and work for free. I'm wondering who is helping in that endeavor and a little bit about it, if you would, Trevor.
So the Nokomis Ministerial Alliance does Bridge the Gap. They do some fundraising to try to help out people that need repairs on their house and not necessarily can afford it or not. So our beautification team and our housing team have kind of jumped in to help them out. And through that, we've had several projects over the past few weeks, from replacing siding to shingles and roofing to the full bath remodels. And everybody just kind of jumps in and is given the Ministerial Alliance all the help and support we can give them to try to help them get these projects taken care of. It's really been a huge deal.
And to me, it certainly is, not only for those that are maybe low income or, they're on Social Security, their benefits are this amount of money, and I really can't afford anything extra. For the community to step up in that place, I think that's a really big deal. How long are we expecting to be able to continue projects, and how many more do we have lined up potentially?
I know there's a few more lined up. I'm not exactly sure on numbers, but there are still a few left to go. I haven't got the grand total or the grand tally of how many they had. Some of the people that handle that I haven't talked to lately, but I have been one of the people involved in volunteering for some of the repairs that they've been done. Like I said, there's been tons of people, and then just putting their heart and soul into all this stuff, and it's been a great turnout.
Now, for this, I know you're probably in need of some volunteer help. Is that something I contact Nokomis through, or is that something I contact the Ministerial Alliance, or can I contact both to lend a hand?
Whoever you contact, I'm sure we can put you into the right people's hands and make that happen.
Is this something as well, Trevor, that let's say I am a skilled pipe fitter and can sign up for these projects? Is it, or let's say in the opposite, I have no skills really in terms of working with my hands. You can still find a spot for me, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I'm a licensed plumber. That's what I do for my job. So I always volunteer my plumbing services. We have people, if you can hold a paintbrush and put some paint on a wall, we can find a spot for you there too. There's several tradesmen and craftsmen that between carpenters, electricians, you name it. Whatever we can do to make things happen, we seem to always find the volunteers that we can always use more.
I think the world of this, and I really hope to continue hearing more about this as the summer months continue. And to me, when I'm talking to you here, all I can help but think is how much Nokomis is rallying around their community.
It's been great. We started the whole Nokomis group less than a year ago, and some of the small tasks that we've planned, we blew right by, and we're heading up to our higher and bigger goals. And without all these people and all the work they put in, we couldn't have done it. And we're getting some pretty good community support out of this too. It's been great.
It sure sounds like it on this end as well. Trevor, for those that would like to just get some general information or take a look at what's going on with Nokomis, where is best to find it?
Right now we have a page on Facebook it's Nokomis, Newkomis, and there's a lot of information there. And if you can't find what they need, they can always reach out and message the page. We do have a website. I don't have that on me yet, or an email. I don't have that information right now, but it is out there, and we will be. We're always putting information out there, and we could always use any help that anybody wants to give.
Sounds good. Check him out on Facebook. Trevor Loafman with Nokomis here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show here on your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 FM Taylorville, 107.5 FM Shelbyville, 107.9 FM Pana Nokomis.
Tactical gear to rifle open fire yesterday at Border Patrol agents